We've made it to the final episode of the all-new Gemini Carp League. Where myself and Pete have been going head to head at 6 different venues over 6 different sessions. The rules of the concept really simple. Biggest accumulative total at the end of the year wins £1,000 in cash. There's also a bounty for the biggest fish which will hand you a £500 cash prize. The one rule that is in place, any bream that are caught throughout the session, luckily we haven't up to yet, that weight will be deducted off of our final accumulative total. So let's find out where we're going to be finishing this series.
If you did watch the last episode, you would have saw that we said we would be fishing RH Fisheries Monument 1. There's been a slight change and we've managed to land ourselves some pegs on the RH Fisheries Weston Park. It is a syndicate, however, there is a boathouse swim that you can book out if you are the public. We're going to land on for the next couple of days. It's been a prolific session before us, so it's looking good for a few fish. Absolutely stunning lake and we're looking forward to get started.
So swim choice for this session. As Pete said, we are lucky enough to have the boathouse swims this session. Up until Saturday, our session does finish on the Sunday, but until Saturday we've got these swims available to us. As far as this session goes, as you know, I've got the swim choice. So not only have I got a £120 lead, I've also got this advantage. The fellas that was in here before us, I think they had a ridiculous amount of fish between them. I think it was 50. Majority of them came to the swim on the right hand side called the African tree swim, so I've opted to go in there. I think that did 35 fish in 3 days, so he was a much better angler than I was. I'm bang average at best, but if I can get a small percentage of those fish, I think it'll be enough to get me the win.
Rightly so, Liam's jumped into the African tree swim, which like I said was a very good angler in there who did mop up. Which leaves me in the right hand boathouse swim. There is a left hand boathouse swim too, however I've opted for the right hand boathouse due to we're both going to be fishing to that far margin. But for now I've just flicked a rod out, so I've got one rod in the water at the moment. I think Liam has now. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting session. I think there might be a few fish to see. Fingers crossed, there better be anyway. Got to finish getting set up, get the rods out and hopefully we get some action.
As Pete said earlier, we're going to go really heavy with the bait this session. It's the right time of year. So in here we've got 10 kilo of the Simply Red Boilie, some 18mm, some 14mm, 5 kilo of 6mm pellets, 3 kilo of just hemp on its own, 3 kilo of the Party Blend mix, and then we've topped it off with a Simply Red glug. Mixed all that in, we're going to leave that sitting overnight, soaking up all the glug, and then tomorrow morning we're going to get back over there and spread it over the spots.
So that's all our rods out now in the lake. Happy with how they went out?
I am, yeah. All 3 went nice. It took a couple of attempts with the trees overhanging, but yeah, they've gone out lovely. I've opted for 2 solid bags using the Gemini Tidy stems and 1 on a Combi rig using a helicopter system, again using the Gemini Tidy boom. So
yeah, myself, I've gone for 3 stiff hinges, again using the Gemini Tidy booms for the stiff hinge. So yeah, I'm quite confident.
Yeah.
If nothing happens, I will look at changing tactics tomorrow, but with a bit of silt over the far side, I think stiff hinge is just going to sit above it.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah,
I mean, if you start
definitely.
catching on solid bags, I think I'll change, but could do without that with the lead you're already in.
I know, yeah, but I think we'll get a few. It's that getting that first one,
yeah.
isn't it? I'm sort of sat here now, like we touched on earlier, we're following a couple of lads who had a really good session, so it adds a little bit more pressure to us. But
which makes me feel like maybe we should have already had one.
At the end of the day, we've always said we are bang average anglers, and the fellas that was in here before us was a lot better than bang average. So I'm confident we'll get a few.
So now we're just going to flip the chairs around, watch the water, see if the carp give themselves away. But not only that, we're going to take in the absolute incredible tranquil settings here at Weston Park. So you remember, on one of the previous sessions, we haven't done it since, I think it was actually the first one, Cromwell Lakes.
I know where this is going.
So, do you want to do that again? Where we choose which rod you think you're going to catch the first fish on?
Well, we can, but we're on the last session, so...
Get the takeaway tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
So, you pick a rod tonight, I pick a rod tonight, and if I catch my first fish on the rod I choose, you get the takeaway tomorrow, vice versa.
Okay.
But it's got to be the first fish on the rod you choose.
It's got to be the right rod.
And the first fish.
And the first fish, okay, so... I'm going to go with my middle rod.
Middle?
Yeah. Which is on a solid bag. You are going for?
Left-hand rod.
Left-hand rod.
Left-hand rod. Right, deal locked in?
Yeah.
Right, takeaway coming my way. Be interesting if it just ripped off now. It's lovely though, ain't it? Imagine doing the week here in the boathouse.
Oh mate, it'd be lovely.
Coming into 9 PM, as you can see, it's pitch black. The summer nights have officially gone. Unfortunately, there's not a fish to report at the moment. The guy to the left side down shallows had a couple of fish, I believe, but as for us, nothing yet. Hoping it switches on through the night, but like we say, if we haven't had anything by the morning, it's time to switch up some tactics, get some more bait out, and hopefully make that change. But for now, the camera's going to go away, and if you know how it is, we're going to catch you through the night if we get a fish, but if not, we'll see you in the morning. Finally off the mark.
Yes. Took a lot longer than I anticipated, but we got there in the end.
Good signs to come, hopefully. Unfortunately, I lost one at about 2:45, I think it was. Left-hand rod as well.
Lovely fish. We'll come on to that a little bit later, which rod this was. Put it this way, Pete ain't very happy.
Well, go on then, what's the damage?
24-2.
Fair play, mate, get in.
Good start. Well, good morning from a very cold Weston Park. The solid bag with a Gemini tidy stem coming good for me once again. 24 pound 2 ounces, extends my lead once again over Pete. But not only that, it was the middle rod, which is the rod that I picked yesterday. So, looks like it's takeaway on Pete tonight. Absolutely buzzing. It's took longer than I expected it to be honest, longer than I hoped it to. But we're finally off the mark, and hopefully this is a sign of things to come. First light bite for the win. Get up the Gemini Carp. So this one's fell to the Simply Red wafter. Match the hatch with the bait that we've been putting out whilst we've been here. Brilliant to get off the mark and get one of these fish from Weston Park. There's some bigger ones in there, but it's a fantastic start. Get in. So that's lead extended to well over 140 pound now. Off she goes. You've got a mountain to climb here, Pete. Get in.
It's beautiful, that is. Love it when there's like a mist on the water.
It's atmospheric, ain't it?
I love it more when there's a fish in my net though.
Oh yeah, I'm quite happy there's no fish in your net, although to be honest with you, I'm that far ahead now that I do want you to get a couple.
Yeah.
Feel a bit sorry for you.
When I was playing that, when I had that one on last night, I thought, oh, it's the left rod, Liam owes me a takeaway, and I've just decreased the lead.
It's funny because as soon as I got up out of bed and noticed it was the middle rod, I thought the exact same thing.
Yeah. So I lost it, and then I thought, I've lost my chance at getting a free takeaway now because that was my first fish and I lost it.
You wouldn't have told me.
No, I would have. But yeah, so lost the fish, lost the takeaway, lost a bit more of the lead.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm still happy. I'm out fishing, you know what I mean?
In all fairness, mate, when you look at what the lads had before we got here, it could switch on, and that £140 lead.
Oh yeah.
If I don't sort of catch any more or many more, and you have a few, you could eat into that quite quickly. There's a lot of 30-pounders in here, so.
Yeah, I think the lads that was on this peg previously in the boathouse, they was only here. They was only fishing for just over 3 days, 4 days maybe.
Yeah, I think it was 4 days, 4 nights.
Ended on 50 fish, was he?
Between them, yeah, I think 15 come from this peg, and then the rest come from
30. Yeah,
the peg that I'm in. So
35 and a little gold crucian.
yeah, beautiful, £4.
And they had over 10 30s. So you know, it is. If you are good at angling, there's a good chance of a good hit of fish.
We're clearly not.
You never know. They did start to slow down on the last day they was here, didn't they?
They did say they had quiet spells as well, so it could just be that we had. I mean, we made a bit of a commotion yesterday, putting the bait out and just double checking the spots with the marker lead. So hopefully now all that's settled, we'll go and put a bit more bait out later on, try and be a bit more stealthy with it.
But if you look over into the distance there, just fields upon fields.
Any direction you're looking is just.
Really is somewhere you come to get away.
Yeah.
So coming into about 10:30.
Yeah, mid-morning snack time.
Cup of tea. Both opted for a different pack of biscuits, I see.
Yeah. Shortbread.
Shortbread
for me.
Chocolate digestives for me. I've definitely made the right choice though.
No. Shortbread's elite.
Yeah, it's in its own light, but as far as carp fishing goes, the biscuit on the bank is definitely the chocolate digestive. We've covered this before, haven't we? Comment below and just what would you reckon, shortbread or chocolate digestives dipped in your tea in the morning on the bank? So all the rods are in now. We're about to pop back to the bait shop. We need to pick up some more 2mm pellets for our solid bags because we are going to change up a little bit of our tactics. Well, I definitely am. And Liam caught on a solid bag, so that just tells me, right, let's just get 3 solid bags on in the silt. They know the work. So that's what I'm going to do. But before we go and leave, we are putting bait on the far side. Liam's walked around the lake. He took the big bucket we made up yesterday. It's been soaking in the glug. And he's gone around there and I've clipped up my rods to where I'm going to be fishing. I've cast them over there, and where he's seen them landing, he's put the bait. So we've got a bit more accurate today with the bait rather than a big spread to see if that can make the difference between picking 1 or 2 up and having a big hit. Hopefully that can turn the tables because Liam's caught one and I still haven't. Increased the lead again. So yeah, that's all we can do. Fingers crossed we get them tonight and early morning because we've got to be off these pegs in the morning. And then we've got to traipse around the lake and try and find a free peg and continue the Gemini Carp League. But yeah, we'll deal with that tomorrow when it comes to it. Let's just hope we get a few fish on the bank today.
So we're back from the shop now. We've picked up the bits that we need and we've got all 6 rods back out. Probably the best we've put them out so far this session. So our hopes have definitely increased. But I'm going to take this moment now just to run you through what I'm using on one of my rods. As I said yesterday, 2 of my rods I'm using the solid bags, which I've used throughout this series. But on one rod I am doing something a little bit different, and that is the stiff hinge rig using the Gemini tidy boom. The boom itself is created using fluorocarbon. You've got a fuse loop at either end which is created using a unique fluorocarbon fuse bond technology. You've got a light refractive index of 1.42 which makes it near enough invisible underwater, and on top of that there's a breaking strain of 30 pounds, so you can rest assured that once it's out there, if you do get a pickup, it's going to be super strong. On one of the fuse loops, as you can see, there's a swivel, and this is used to attach your stiff hinge section of the rig. The stiff hinge section itself is essentially just a D-rig tied using a chod filament. The advantages of using the chod filament are that there's a really good memory on it, meaning that you can build an arc with the filament, making the hook point even more aggressive. On top of that, if you was to get any aborted takes, the kick-away properties of this rig are excellent. As you can see, if it gets lifted up, it's always going to spring back down flat to the lake bed. On this session in particular, I'm going to be fishing this rig on a helicopter system because there is a little bit of silt out there, and I just want to make sure that it's going to be presented perfectly every single time I put it out in the lake.
So it's been a couple of hours since Liam showed you how he's doing his stiff hinge rig. I've been watching the water, but I spent most of my time in the boathouse tying up some solid bags, hoping for a hectic night. I've only tied up 7 for now, which that will get me going if I do get some bites, but I'm hoping to be tying up some more. We only had these pegs for a couple of nights. The idea was to spend 72 hours here at Weston Park. However, these swims was doing great, so we dropped in behind and hoping we'd have a big hit in with these couple of nights, but it hasn't worked out that way. And looking around the lake now, it's filled up with syndicate members, so it's unlikely we're going to find a peg tomorrow. So I'm going to head down to Liam's swim now, and we're going to hatch a plan on where we're going to spend the final night. Oh, anything happening in the African tree swim?
Nothing at the minute, mate. It looks pretty dead out there, but still confident.
Yeah, I think we'll probably have a couple for the night, same sort of times.
I think so.
Definitely having a couple more runs at least.
I hope so.
The reason why I popped down is obviously the plan was to spend 3 days here. However, as you can probably already see, pegs are starting to fill up.
Yeah. Options are definitely limited at the moment.
So we need to try and think of a way how we're going to spend the final night of the Gemini Carp League.
Yeah, we definitely need to, because I don't think we've got enough fish as to yet to call it a day tomorrow.
And listen, you ain't discrediting me with a chance of a comeback. We'll be on the River 7 if we have to. Yeah. All right, well, what I'll do is, what you reckon, message the gents at RH and see if they can, see if they've got anything available for us tomorrow.
Ping a message over or a phone call maybe and see if they can squeeze us on any of the other waters just for the night. And we can polish this Gemini Carp League off, the very first one.
I know.
And you can hand me my money.
Listen, there's still a big fish in here somewhere for me for 500 quid. No, but it looks stunning, doesn't it? It's looking great for a bite.
It's flat calm at the minute.
It's flat calm, I can't see any seagulls, so I'm going to go and get the throwing stick and try and scatter a few boiling.
I don't blame you. Good luck.
See you shortly. So happy I managed to do that left rod again. It was about 2 or 3 foot, and I accepted it earlier because it took me 3 attempts and I was getting sick of tying solid bags, but well happy I did it again. That's gone right on the baited area, so my confidence has just lifted a little bit more.
It's worth having that confidence going into the evening. I'm 50-50 whether to redo my right hand rod. They all went out an absolute dream, but the right hand rod bang on the money, but it just clipped a branch on the way in. And I'm a little bit dubious, is it caught up on the branch or not? I mean, it only skimmed it, but...
In the back of your head?
Yeah, I'm sort of 50-50. I mean, the area it's gone in is ideal. It's exactly where I wanted it, but...
All you got to ask yourself is, how are you going to feel in the morning if it hasn't gone off?
If it hasn't gone. But then I feel like it's a good time of the evening now for a bite.
Yeah, it is.
Am I messing it up if I don't go in first time? I've then got to...
I know, that's the issue with solid bags, and you've got
it's a tricky
a
one,
little bit of a spot to it. It's
a
whatever
tricky
you
one.
risk doing it, but if you wake up tomorrow and you ain't had a fish and you'll be happy saying, oh, it was fishing, then it's fine. But if you're going to wake up tomorrow and go, oh, I knew it was on a branch, or blame the branch, then I think you should do it.
I guess the people will find out in the next clip whether or not I decide to redo that rod.
We're going to be sat in the chair with a pack of biscuits or reeling in a reel.
It's either kettle time or it's redo the right hand rod time. What are you doing, Pete? Told you I was redoing the rod. Come on.
You're redoing the rod, I'm having a cup of tea.
Tell you what, you can't get the bloody staff.
So I have to stop what I'm doing every single time.
Shut up moaning.
All this so you can just cast it into a bush again.
I don't think it's in the bush.
Right then.
I've changed my mind. Let's go and have a cup of tea. Come on. It's your turn to put the kettle on.
You're not actually doing it?
I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Come on then, you just my cup of tea for this. Pressure's on. Get that solid bag back on that spot. Oh, it's getting cold feet now, look. Camera's on.
Come on then, let's do it.
Oh, yes.
Right then. How the f has that happened? I should have left it. Yeah, it's hilarious, ain't it, this, Pete?
No, you know what? I do feel sorry for you because when it's not going right with solid bags,
He talks me into it.
it makes you want to go home.
He talks. It looks like you feel really sorry for me.
I do inside, honestly. I was having a mare earlier myself.
I'll wait for this bit of PVA to melt now. Oh, I hate fishing.
So have you been casting 17.5 all day?
That went in at 17.5 earlier.
Did you leave
And
your
it
rod
just-
forward though, like you
No,
usually do?
I left it right up then. Well, I'm just going to have to drop it back to 17. 17 wraps. I was fishing at 17.5. When I put that out earlier, it just kissed the branch at 17.5, but that, for some reason, has ended up in the tree. So I'm pretty sure I'm standing in the exact same spot.
Take two.
Bizarre, yeah. I might stand a little bit further back as well because I have got a bit of leeway in front of me. You know what, I'm just going to take it, it's in the middle.
Right, so I'm off the mark. It's not ideally what I wanted, however it's a nice little bonus. It's a blank saver. Comes in at a 2.5 pound crucian carp. There's a fair few of these in this lake. I know they're quite rare these days, and Liam informs me that it's a special fish.
Definitely a special fish, mate.
But yeah, it fell to the solid bag. The Gemini tidy stem, armed with the RH Baits Tutti Frutti 10mm dumbbell wafter. Although it's a lovely capture, I've now got to get a solid bag out in the dark between two rods which are about 3-4 foot apart. So thank you very much Mr. Crucian, but we're going to get you back and we're going to take 2.5 pound off my tally.
Well, that's the question. Does it count?
Crucian carp. 2.5 pound on, get it up there.
I'll give it you.
Covered. He's ready to go back. There he goes. What a little legend. Oh, I've got my hands full now though, trying to get that rod back out in between them tram lines. Probably just lost about 6 solid bags that I've tied up trying to get this one back out.
9:30 now, and what's going to be our final night here at the boathouse swim at Weston Park. Expectations? I'm pretty confident. I think we're going to have a couple of fish through the night. We've just come in to make a cup of tea, have a little bit of a tidy up, and then we're going to go back outside and sit and wait in anticipation for one of them rods to peel off. But if that fails, as always, we'll see you in the morning.
So I think it's about 7 o'clock now. Sun's just started rising up. Unfortunately, nothing to report. Very weird one. I was slightly confident one of us was going to have one of the early doors, first light. I mean, there's still a chance. There's still plenty of time for one of those bites, but I would like to have had one a little bit sooner. But anyway, I'm up nice and early, making a brew. I'm going to sit and watch the water for a bit. I'm going to get the chalky digestives out again with this cup of tea, because there's a lovely sunrise outside. And I'm about to soak up the last morning on these boathouse pegs before we've got to move and find another lake. Just a dash of milk, just a dash of milk. Whoa, 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 whoa. Right, where's them biscuits? Right, let's go. So the reality of Liam winning the Gemini Carp League is starting to hit home. One more night to go on a venue we haven't even confirmed yet, and I'm about £140+ behind. Unless we land on a super runs water and I get super lucky, I don't think that's a lead I can really break. So this morning I've just come to terms with the fact that I've got to try and get the biggest fish. I think the biggest fish is sat at about £27, which is beatable, especially at all these RH waters. Easily beatable. So the target is, I reckon, for the last night is try and get the biggest fish and get my hands on some of that pot money. Chocolate digestives dunked in tea never gets old. Oh.
That brings our time on the spectacular boathouse swim at Weston Park to an end. Been a slightly disappointing one on the fish front.
Yeah, considering how well it did last week.
Yeah.
Well, the last few days, it's yeah.
Definitely. But it's hard to be disappointed fishing in these sorts of surroundings. It's been a brilliant couple of nights, but the session isn't finished there.
Yeah, all the van is packed now. We're going to have a lap of this lake, see if there's any pegs free for us to continue on here. If we can't find any pegs together or anything we feel like it's going to do us some fish, we have some other options on a couple more lakes. So yeah, we're going to walk around now and weigh up our options.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Let's get to it.
So we did take a look around Weston, like we said, and there was no pegs. So we decided we'd head down to the Sitch as we heard someone was coming off the big double peg on 17. So yeah, managed to get on. He's just left, which leaves us just under 20 hours left.
Yeah, not long, but... And the fish that we have saw since we've been here have been showing sort of far out into the bowl in front of the pegs, that end of the lake. But there is a fresh wind today that's blowing directly into our face, so with a bit of luck, it'll push the fish down here.
It's interesting because this is the kind of lake where you will beat £27. So if the rod does go off, there's a chance that £500 is going to come my way. But yeah, let's get these rigs set up, let's get the spots found and get some bait in and hopefully make some magic happen. So that was a hectic few hours.
It was, yeah.
Finding a lake, sitting behind someone waiting for them to go and finally setting up.
Yeah, arrived at our second venue of this session, the
Only
final session of the Gemini Carp League.
But you're a happy man.
I am. I've been quiet on the competition front, the Gemini Carp League front. I've not really said much about it this session, but I've just been slowly plodding along, counting down those hours until the end of the session. I think the cumulative weight, I think you've conceded now that that's as good as
Unless something really kicks off
as
here.
game over. So
But yeah, I'm probably conceding to that at the moment. Yeah.
I'm very confident that I'm going to leave this session at least £1,000 richer. And as it stands, I still hold the big fish bounty, which is a little bit of a disappointing £27 at the minute. So we could do
I know.
we could do with something to beat that.
It's definitely beatable then. Yeah, 100%.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
So there's still a chance for me walking away with 500 quid.
You could only take one fish, mate.
But yeah, it's good to be here. I love just sitting on these boards, watching it.
I mean, it's the second time we fished here now, and it's just breathtaking. Absolutely
really is.
breathtaking.
Definitely want to do some more sessions on here.
Yeah, without a doubt. Right then, brew time.
Yeah, I think you should be making it though, feeling sorry for me.
No, I don't think so. I think you should be congratulating me with a nice warm cup of tea.
Oh yeah, mate, here's a nice cup of tea and there's £1,400 as well to go with it.
Yeah, thank you very much.
And then where are you going to find me? Later in the lake? Get the kettle on.
Cheers to another good series.
Yep, that's been a good one. Hasn't been as productive as the previous ones,
No,
but
maybe not fish-wise, but I think...
it's been a challenging one, but it has been enjoyable.
Yeah, definitely.
More enjoyable for you though.
Oh, well, once it's over, it'll be more enjoyable for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, tactics for this very short session, almost the second session of the session.
Yeah.
Tactics for this, I'm going to stick with exactly what we did at Weston Park. Apart from it's only 2 rods here, so I'm going to ditch one of my solid bags. I'm going to fish a stiff hinged rig on one rod, and I'm going to fish a solid bag on the other rod using the Gemini Carp Tackle's tidy stem. And you?
Me, myself, I've just got 2 solid bags. Such a short session. You know, they're critical in catching carp. And we've about another, 16 hours left, I think. It's probably what's going to do us the fish. Yeah. But caught me fish all over. I like the tidy stem itself. It's super flexible and it's easy to loop onto your main line and get fishing straight away. And that's what I need on these sort of sessions where we've just turned up and got the rods out. It's about time to turn around, take in the scenes again, because it's another beautiful lake. Sit there, face the water. Probably a couple more teas before the night's out.
Without a doubt, and fingers crossed, a wet net before we've got to go home. That one there will sort out my new bivvy. That's a new set of reels. Don't need new alarms. What else can I get? There's new fishing rods. Might even be a bit left there for an holiday. Keep the missus happy.
Can't hear you, you know. And that holiday better be me and you, not you and the missus. You Right, so as you can see from behind, little pike, little liner, cheeky, cheeky. But yeah, as I was about to say, is as you can see from behind me, the light is going and we're coming in towards the night time now. I say night time, it's because summer's going, it's about 8:30. Say 7:20. It's 7:20 and we've lost the light already. So it's an evening nightly update. We're both in the one bivvy tonight in the T3 on the peg because it would save space. But yeah, I think you know the rules. If we don't see you through the night with a fish, we'll see you in the morning. So unfortunately, not a productive night.
No, we're sat here with the kettle on just. The fish has showed 3 times. Bang on our distance, a little bit to the right, but right on the distance of our bait, so
Fingers crossed something happens.
positive signs.
But other than that, where are you going on holiday?
Let's concentrate on getting this cup of tea made first, and then we'll get on TUI or British Airways and we'll book somewhere up. Only a couple of hours left now then of the very first Gemini Carp League. How do you feel it's gone?
Yeah, I mean, I ain't got the result I wanted. I've already conceded obviously the cumulative weight, and I'm starting to concede the biggest fish. The move to the sitch made yesterday was in hope of catching that bigger fish and trying to save myself £400 of that pot money, but like I say, there's a few hours left. Starting to really hit home now that I've got none of that pot money.
Yeah, I mean, like Pete said yesterday, it hasn't been the most productive of years on the fishing front, but at the end of the day, I've got the job done.
Yep. Fluked his way through to the win.
But yeah, I think it's going to be a slow pack day now. Start tidying up. The car's a mess coming from one lake to another lake. It was all just sort of bundled in, so slow tidy up, sort out.
But whilst we're doing that, the rods are staying out.
Yeah, they'll stay in there until the very last second.
Oh, of course. Hopefully catch one of the units that reside in this lake. Cheers.
Get back here.
So that has brought the all new Gemini Carp League, first ever one, to an end. Just had a couple of minutes reeling in the rods, having a bit of a grovel, having a bit of a moan. But yeah, got the final rod in, admitted defeat. The move here to get the biggest fish to try and claim £500 of this pot didn't work. So the cumulative weight and the biggest fish goes to this turnip. So yeah.
The cream always rises to the top.
So there's your 1,000.
Thank you very much.
There's your
It weren't
500.
much of a big fish, but I'll take it.
I know, it's done the job.
I'll tell you what, mate. There's a little tip for being a very good netsman all year.
Cheers, man. I didn't knock one off, did I? Wait till next year.